Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.gg Challenger Grand Finals taking place between Desperado Crash Mambo Combo, who just achieved a bracket reset last week over my RGL profits have declined. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Witness on the desk for analysis, Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, Witness, how you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Had some good fish tacos right before this, ready to cast this game. This will be the last game of the Highlander Season 8 season, so hopefully DCMC and RGL Profits can give us a good one tonight.
Yeah, that's cool. What kind of tacos? You got fish tacos? Me, I got a COVID vaccine. I got a microchip put in me today, so I'm feeling pretty good. I've been following this whole series leading up to this point. You know, DCMC kind of been dominating their side of the bracket. RGL Profits have been kind of going on theirs. Do you guys want to roll down these rosters now?
Certainly, yeah. I'll take the DCMC roster since I'm subbing on that team and have a ridiculous amount of bias towards them. They will be coming into this with RPC-33 on Scout, also known as Reese, Blizz Tank on Soldier, Pyrus on Pyro, DZ Creeper on Demoman, Luigi on Heavy, Michaelelli on Engineer, Q on Medic, Cinder on Sniper, and Jack on Spy.
And on my RGL Profits have declined, we're going to have Pasta on Scout, Smack on Soldier, TK on Pyro, Nick on Demo, Moist on Heavy, Tuba on Engie, Ray on Medic, the Sar on Sniper, and Shido on Spy.
Right, and this is a pretty different look from what we saw out of Profits last week, where these two teams have been playing each other all season. For the most part, Profits has gone through Challenger this season almost completely unchallenged, really, in both matches and scrims. They took one 4-3 loss to Yee Yee, who got casted back in Week 6 on Lakeside, on an Asheville that a lot of people agree may have been closer to a fluke than a true representation of those two team skills, and managed to beat DCMC earlier in playoffs back in the second round, only for DCMC to come up and pull off the upset to achieve the bracket reset, bringing us into today. Last week we saw Cat Groove, or So Big All My Toes Are Big Toes on Scout. They had Voyager Ringing Soldier and Nick on Engie, as well as Teets McGee on Demo. Coming into today's match, though, it looks like Pasta will be on Scout instead of Cat Groove, Smack on Soldier instead of Voyager, and then they went for the ruthless, the bloodthirsty Grand Finals cut, moving Nick to Demo and Ringing Tuba God on Engineer. So, should be, I think most people would consider this to be a bit of a roster upgrade for Profits right now. But, you know, I think DCMC may have some momentum coming in from the last one, so this should be a good match.
Yeah, the maps we have for you tonight are Asheville, Product, and Upward. Oh my god, it's Upward. It feels like it's been years since I've seen that map be in any pick ban for playoffs, but double Koth to start us off. If we're unlucky, that ends after 2 and we don't get Upward anyway. But yeah, so Asheville, Product, 2 quintessential Highlander maps, pretty much everyone's favorites this season.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, excuse my drums. if you've been watching my streams, you know I've been covering most of these both teams kind of rise through the bracket, and biggest thing, you know, roster upgrades, or I guess changes. I think they are upgrades in the sense that, you know, Teets wasn't quite the most local player, but he was good, and I think in the grand finals we had last week, where it led to the reset. A lot of the losses RGL Profits took were kind of in, you know, super narrow margins. They would be playing too far back from a point, they would die at bad times, they would look kind of lost in some micro fights. I think having Nick on Demo will kind of give them more of a directional voice, while still being, I think, equal to or better than Teets mechanically. I don't know. In terms of maps, I've seen, I think Upward's been played 3 or 4 times in Challenger for this whole playoff series, all the way down. I think the map I'm actually happy to not know the teams aren't playing is Swiftwater. Every match I casted these previous weeks have been on Swiftwater, and they all went long, and it was probably the most miserable experience I had casting, because I just sat there for almost 30 minutes. On one map.
Well, I think these maps are pretty interesting because coming into the first BO3 between these two teams, DCMC picked Product, won on that pretty handily, or excuse me, Profits picked Product, and the DCMC picked Swift, lost on that 2-1. Second time, we saw a similar lead off with that, the only exception being that the last map was Asheville instead of Steel, which then DCMC still lost on Product, but managed to win on Swiftwater 2-0, and then managed to take the Asheville 3-2. This time, after having banned Upward pretty much throughout the entirety of playoffs, Profits realized that, hey, they 2-0'd us on Swift, we can't... we can't let them get that because of how close the other maps were. So they went for the Swift ban, and that allowed Upward to come through as the third pick. Interesting, though, is that after Profits picked Asheville and lost on it, last week we see DCMC coming through now picking it as their own, despite only winning at 3-2, something that Zag, we saw with the MTS
the invite finals.
MCM debacle. I think this is a little bit more nuanced, though, because with the roster changes coming through, I was part of the DCMC map selection pick, so I've got some insider info. Them having Voyager on Soldier was causing them a lot of trouble with just his really good jumps, as he managed to kill Q, I think 12 times it was last week.
You died so much in that last series.
Yeah. Additionally, DZ Creeper was running the shield for a couple of those rounds that, in hindsight, probably go over to them if he's not on the shield. So I think that may have been part of the reason why DCMC thought, yeah, it was close, but, we're still going to pick this because we're pretty confident in our ability to beat it if our demo man's running stickies the entire time. If you didn't know, DZ had been running shield for a lot of the season. When we casted this team back in week 6, he ran it in the beginning of their match against Yi. Didn't work out so well, switched to stickies, and they had a much easier time. So that leads to that. Profits picking Product as they always have. Not too much of a reason to really expect that to change, of that being a great map for them. But then Upward coming in as that third one, really going to be a coin flip here that most people are expecting DCMC will have a lead on. Profits having banned it all playoffs means they're not going to be very well experienced on it, but ultimately a toss-up. So DCMC, despite having achieved the bracket reset, I'd still say might be slight underdogs if you look at this holistically. Although if you think they have enough momentum coming in from last week, could go either way.
Yeah, you're more of an expert on these teams' map performances than I am, but we do have the predictions for Asheville on your screens right now. Remember, this is playoff Koth. It's going to go first to 3 rounds, wins, as we do have the ready up coming through. DCMC versus my RGL Profits have declined for the Challenger Championship. We're going to go.
Yeah, getting in onto this mid. Looks like it took a little bit longer for the Royal to go than some teams. DZ and Nick both showing up at Shutter, getting a little bit of spam off, not too much else going on. Shido going for an early cross, bumps into Q on ramp and might get discovered, but yeah, Ray low. Moist already dead. Bliss Tank gonna go in on a bomb, goes down, but there is Jack taking out Nick on demo, and it looks like this mid is going very much in the favor of DCMC.
Yeah, that said, both teams have a lot of casualties. Profits even have more people alive at the moment, but the respawners are going to come in. They have no position to get in, and their first mid is going to go over to DCMC here. SAR did find a late headshot onto Cinder, which is going to extend his spawn, though. So now Profits going to walk out of Shutter here with this advantage.
Yeah, thankfully Ray was able to get out with that Uber for them as they look to come back in. No sniper. There is the Soldier jumping up to ramp, getting a lot of damage out. Going to lead to Micah going down. Uber's traded out on point. DZ doing his best to get damage, and there is Pyrus jumping in, trying to get Ray caught in, but will not manage it. But there is the Scout and Sniper going down for Profits right there. Nick getting taken down as well means that it looks like Luigi is going to be able to stand tall on this point. And that he will, as DCMC manages to continue the defense.
Yeah, Jack backstep onto Brick there, stop that Wrangled Mini in its tracks. Some Blitz Tank jump ramp early and get, I think, a whip kill onto Cinder, so that one paid off for them, and now that they're going to get the, or not Cinder, excuse me, the SAR. But yeah, they're going to retain control of the point. But Profits with the snipe from SAR, getting Luigi and Pyrus, they're going to be able to walk out onto point here through the Shutter. Take this one pretty much for free, as DCMC does not have Uber to contest. That's fine. They just lost those picks. They're going to be looking to give this one up and repush with their Uber in a few seconds.
Definitely, yeah. Cinder, though, getting taken out again, dying consistently throughout the beginning of this round. Not something that DCMC will want to continue going, despite the time lead they have. This Uber advantage really not going to be used effectively either, as Ray's coming up on with her own Uber right now. And with that, it looks like DCMC, knowing that they're at evens right now, is just going to have to try to find themselves an advantage. DZ going for some spam, but he is hit a little bit low, not going to go down. Micah takes care of the sticky in front of him.
Ooh, SVS win for Sar though. That's gonna be really big in this recontest. I was gonna swing point. He actually found a headshot.
Blizz in!
Go back. There's the sack in, trying to get the force, and they will get the force. Blitztank hitting those rockets. Now it's all about kiting it out. DCMC trying to back out through the lobby right now as Jack does get an exit backstab onto Sar. So now sniper advantage for DCMC with this Uber to drop off bats and pop across point here. They're gonna force early onto the Pyro and Scout. Heavy flanking from under is gonna do some work as well. They're trying to run the Scout in. They're not finding any kills. They get the Pyro, which is kind of Pyro's job. Good job by TK there to stop it. And no one else has really died. Brick does go down late, but here's a rebomb in, and there is Smack finding the 2 rockets onto Q, taking down that opposing medic. And DCMC don't even have the point yet. That bomb stalled too long, so now they're going to lose all their players. They're going to have to back up to ramp here, and point is held by Profits. They're going to continue contesting.
Cheeto getting another stab onto Cinder there, just continually finding this sniper. DCMC really needs to step up the protection of Cinder here if they want to, maybe get some momentum back. And yeah, that bomb from Blitztank not going to find too much, but a lot of damage though coming out onto that ramp. Gonna give the point back over to DCMC. Cinder getting a shot onto Cheeto, finding some vengeance of their own right there. But DZ going down, not a good sign here.
Star's really far up. He should get cleaned up. The mini sentry's going to save his life for now. Cinder trying to find this angle to finish him off. It'd be really big to take out the opposing sniper here. Not going to quite get that one. So both snipers alive for this repush. DCMC about to tick into the time lead once again. And here's Profits Ubering out a shutter.
Yeah, pretty early Uber there. This Bats hold from DCMC might be doing pretty well for them right here, as Q's going to find himself in complete safety. A lot of cap time coming through right there, but there is Jack coming in, going to find the Scout stab. No ×2, but with Q at 90%, it looks like DCMC content to give this up. No, they are contesting. Good reflex.
Nick in the front line. Now DCMC with full Uber, they're going to drop down off bats to contest here. They don't even have to pop yet because the point is still in their control. Shido is on the back looking for something, but with cleanup coming in from RPC, they're going to retain full control of the point and Uber, and now they're walking forward here.
Getting that pick onto Ray just to give themselves a little bit more time is massive right here. There is
Shido!
Voice yell. Shido! No, gonna find Cinder, not Q. You'll take it if you're the spy, but that med drop would have been extremely juicy right there.
It looks like he could have gotten it too. It was really close. Decision making in the moment led him to taking the sniper. Still a good pick for them to work off of, but Profits have no Uber, so they're gonna have to dry push here, try to get a force. There's ramp control for DCMC with DZ and Blitztank taking a shutter as well. Heavy walking in here. Luigi not gonna find anything. Gonna get taken down, and so is DC. So a bit over aggressive from them. They don't really get anything. They lose 2 important defensive classes.
They still do have this Uber ad though, so they should be able to contest with Pyrus and probably Reese right here. It looks like who's really gonna go in. Shido finding another stab onto Cinder, and Q and Reese are launched in. Moistmaster gonna be the first kill down, but TK should be able to deny the rest of this. Only 7 seconds left on the clock. A lot of cap time though, and Q's getting forced back into Shutter. DZ has spawned though. Pyrus in, gonna get a lot of damage off, and it looks like it may be enough. The collapse is coming in strong from Profits though. DZ getting stabbed, not gonna help their case. Liz going in for a bomb, takes out TK. Smack getting stabbed out as Luigi versus Moist, but Moist has the health advantage, gonna win that. Shido coming out, gonna look to chase out Q with that Ambassador, takes him down, so the point should eventually go over towards Profits right here. Nearly a full wipe, even if it's a little delayed coming out. But a minute and a half on the clock versus overtime for DCMC. They just need one more cap to take this.
Yeah, that is the full wipe, but they're gonna get the timer to overtime right before there. So yeah, one more cap will do it. Profits do have a full Uber to work with here, whereas Q's gonna have to build that one from scratch. So likely DCMC should go for some dry pressure here, try to get this force. They did it earlier with their soldier bombing in. Micah gonna go down early, Luigi as well, so not quite finding any space to try to get this force. Spy's the only one really in, has total control of the entire point outside of the lobby for RGL Profits right now. Now they're gonna look to back off a bit. They got their hold. Q 50% Uber. This force should come in a second, otherwise they're gonna have to wait for the full push.
Yeah, they gotta pull something off. Here comes in Blizz, going in for the jump. Gonna get sent flying though, but a decent amount of damage out. Reese running in, gonna go down. Cap time coming in right here. Nick. But the Uber comes down. Yeah, Nick gets dropped, so the Scout will get this Uber though. He's gonna commit to the kill onto Luigi and will get it. Q will escape with his life, and more importantly, that 71%. Pasta looking for a little bit of a chase out, shoots out a Rap Assassin, but will not find anything more. And that will be Uber advantage for the side of DCMC. 85 on Q right here. If they use when they pop out. Ooh, the Shutter Peak coming out of SAR. Gonna take out Jack. Not the med, though, being the more important for EXO. Taking the shot for Mr. President. If they can get this point, It'll be an
Early
advantage for
Uber
them.
through Shutter here. DCMC need this push to work. They're taking it into the ramp, trying to find whatever kills they can. Mini standing tall as well. Mini gonna go down. Nick and Shido go down immediately. There's more damage coming through on the point, but Q's gonna get shredded in the back by Moist with that heavy Tomislav doing a lot of work. They're trying to collapse onto the point. It's 4v5 right now. 4v4. Micah and RPC. Reese is the only one on point right now. He needs to clean this up with Blitz Tank. They managed to get the kill onto TK. It's just Blitz Tank and Reese. The headshot from Star's gonna clean him up, and the Scout's gonna burn out. It's Demoman now. Demoman has respawned. DZ Creeper's trying to win the SVS against the SAR. 1 HP on both, and DZ's gonna win that one. They're looking to recap here, but Nick gets rolled out of the shutter. DZ Creeper coming in and hero the respawns, saving that round for DCMC, and round 1 goes to DCMC.
And quote, trying to win the SVS against the SAR, the sticky versus
the
sniper
sticky versus
right
sniper.
there. Because if SAR's able to hit that no scope, they probably win that.
The timer goes down to 0. He was holding on overtime just then. That
absolute
was clutch.
nail biter of a first round.
That's only the first round.
Wow. Yep. Roll out next mid. DZ Creeper's taking a lot of pressure from the Scout. Gonna have to get back, get an arrow, walk back out with that one. First casualty is
Ray's
Ray,
already
gonna get
dead.
sniped. Cinder hitting that body shot onto her, gonna get that drop, and now it's gonna be walking onto point. Saw fires back though, shot onto DZ Creeper. Pirate's gonna go down to some stickies on RPC, doing some work on the front. Shido's on the sniper and the medic here, but gonna get meleeed down by Cinder. Cinder finding 2 very important kills that mid. Here's Blitz coming in trying to clean up Nick under bats, and that will be another mid fight in favor of DCMC.
Make that 3 very important kills for Cinder. They're getting the med sniper and spy with the kukri right at the end. So maybe a bit of a warm-up round was all that Cinder needed here to really get going here in this match. But full Uber advantage coming up for Q right here on 97. We'll have it in a moment. Now the ball is in DCMC's court to try to get this going.
Yep, Luigi's forward on these crates. Doesn't have a buff yet. Gonna look to go back and get that one. Cinder on barrels. SAR in shutter. Looking for this SVS. Neither of them gonna find it right away. DCMC have 100% Uber. Ray on 70. Likely gonna just wait for that one at this point. Pos is trying to play on the bats with RPC. Get some spam damage. Spy can get caught out early. That's whatever. And here's the bomb over. Here's the force attempt, and they are gonna get it. Nick does die early on the bomb. That's a-okay for Ray. 95%. They're gonna be able to repush with those spawners coming up for profits.
Yeah, so time off the clock, what DCMC wants, but full advantage right now in the side of Ray, almost 85% right there. Smack getting some good spam. He's going to take out that mini ahead of time. The SAR was a bit of a late frag there, so
that
we'll
Wrangle mini's going to push
soon.
this guy off the roof. That's really bad for DCMC right here. They're going to completely roll off the roof. Mike going to go down as well, and now they're at a 7v9. They lose another one as Jack's going to go down, and that's an Uber forced out from Profits. As long as DCMC can kite this out, they're not too bent out of shape about that.
Yeah, I don't think Profits had to use there. So the fact that they get that Uber out is really a blessing for them right now, as it leapfrogs advantage back over to the side of Q. DZ's gonna get sniped out here, but with Uber sitting on 80%, Luigi, bit of a late death as well.
The spawners are faster for them, and they're about to have 90%, so they're still okay for this. DCMC gonna be at about a 1-minute time lead at the moment. Profits trying to make up the difference right now. 55%, and there's an entry pick. SAR going down to Jack. That's a very good start. And here's the Uber off bats. RPC's gonna die early though, so it's a Demoman engineer Uber right now. Micah trying to take that one forward, but they're not gonna get any kills with it. They have control of the point at least for now, but yeah, the recontest is going to be big here. Ooh, good stuff from Blitz, but he's going to go down early.
But Shido finds Q and DZ
2.
on the backline. Nick had already taken out Cinder, and DCMC is just falling apart right now. They knew the shutter repush was going to come back in, but no one was playing forward enough, and a lot of people died in that back out.
He stuffed it with his face and then died. And then
yeah, you may be too far forward is the problem, though. So despite the full Uber ad, they won't even come up with the cap time. Profit's about to take the time lead right now, and now carrying the full ad. So ball in the DCMC court right now. Gonna have to try to find something. They have Pasta down right here, so that could maybe lead to some openings. A little less pressure on roof, but nothing major, nothing you can push off of.
Yeah, it's gonna be 99 just a second here. This time Ray 100% Uber, Q on 50. Bomb trying to come in, but Blitz Tank beefs his jump. RPC can't quite get it. He's gonna crater to that one. That's the fire. Rebomb in, and he's trying the drop this time. Blitz Tank not gonna miss it twice in a row. Gets the rockets onto Ray, and that is the advantage swinging back in DCMC's favor. They're gonna storm the point here with whoever they can, trying to take it. They're gonna lose Luigi though, and there's Shido gonna stab Micah. Rebomb in from the shoulder of Profits, and he's gonna find the kill with some help of Tuba. And that looked really good for DCMC at the start, they just didn't clear their bases. They got collapsed on, and now Profits again gonna have an advantage.
Yeah, the smack jump coming in really big there. Shido also taking out Micah on fans. Getting the mini sap is always so important, because a wrangled mini on fans now, so difficult to take down if, you just don't have projectile classes really. But 2 picks going to be traded. Smack going down as well as Cinder right there. So no soldier means no one can bomb in, but the offensive sniper being down means that defense can play just a little bit more forward. Nick getting some good spam onto Bad, doing damage. Blizz going in for another bomb. Not going to find too much, though. Some glow stick shots coming out as well, I'm pretty sure. Not going to find the kill, but the sack, not very fruitful for DCMC right here.
Yeah, that said, Cinder on the respawn gonna win the SVS this time, so this is a window for DCMC to try to walk forward. However, Ray, 95% Uber, if they can get that one, they'll be fine. Shido gets the headshot onto Cinder, gonna take him down. Nick gets reflected again by Pyrus. Pyrus has been on point with these reflect pipes, and now they need to get this Uber forced from Ray. There it is, popping out. It's 95% for Q. If Q can get and pop here and save players, they're looking good for this push. Luigi, the first casualty, and they do save everyone else. They're gonna walk forward with DZ Creeper and RPC, trying to clean up whatever kills they can. Point is now under control of DCMC. A late pick from Cinder onto Star, winning another SVS. Late bomb, here we go. Smack trying to find the med pick, almost gets it. One sticky, and he can't find it. They're gonna keep Q alive for now. Pyro walking out from under. Another collapse is going pretty well for Profits, although they are losing players. They are at least delaying the point.
Yeah, but with the longer spawn times, who knows who this goes into the favor of. Q staying alive as well, very important. Still, though, a slight ad on the side of Ray, but the point will go over. Overtime right now for Profits, more than a minute and a half left. And there are Luigi and Pyrus both going down. Q alone on ramp. No one even to heal right there. Shido almost body blocking Micah onto the point, and it looks like that last, that late round collapse not going to mean too much right here.
Soldier in the back doing some damage, gets 2 kills, but not going to be enough. Recap in for Profits. I want to talk real quick about RPC, the play he made there. When they're stuck on overtime, he was chipping on the roof at Ray and decided to full commit for Ray. Normally in any situation, trading that med would be good, but when your scout's not cleaning up the point in an overtime situation, you just end up losing. So not the best decision making from RPC there, but he's been having a great game so far. If they can clean up their decisions and fights, they'll be looking
Q
pretty
gets
good.
sniped walking in Shutter though, so tons of pressure coming out early for Profits. TK gonna be the trade frag, but DC, a lot of kills going over to Profits right now. And the few picks they got aren't gonna matter, but
they can't find Ray. That just barely lived. Q gonna be the first respawn because he got sniped, but that's gonna be a full Uber ad for Ray, and the cleanest mid fight we've seen so far, and it goes the way of Profits.
Definitely, yeah. Finding that pick onto Cinder was just, or onto Q, I mean, coming out of SAR was really big. Got stabbed later, but not gonna matter when you got that med so early and your own doesn't go down. So now a state we saw a lot last round, full ad right now for Profits. DCMC gonna have to try to make something work right here. Spam coming over, but Ray just playing really far back, only gonna get the dispenser.
Yeah, Smack's doing a lot of work in zoning on the enemy ramp right now. Spamming rockets onto bats is so annoying, and having control of it means he can't walk forward. He's gonna hit 2 really clean rockets and deny this push by himself, so Luigi and Jack gonna go down in the meantime. DCMC have to wait and get health and spawners. Shido gonna get found out, gonna get called out, so that's gonna be a number ad in the favor of DCMC here.
Yeah, Moist playing super far forward on these boxes as well. DZ doing his best to try to spam him off, but just doesn't have the best angle. Nick getting hit low, though. So, gonna maybe be a little bit of a reprieve in pressure. Sar, though, still keeping that scope on Shutter. Gonna land a headshot onto Cinder, but just a sliver of health left on the DCMC side.
Spies in, alive. Not gonna find the stab he wants. Jack gonna get taken down in downtime. Here's the combo dropping off of Bats, trying to do some work, but RPC's down immediately. No scouts walk forward and clean this up. It's a trio Uber. They're gonna have to flash a lot for DCMC, and this is not looking good for them at all. They get no kills in the Uber. That said, they do have a lot of damage. They're trying to walk forward here. DZ Creeper getting some stickies down on the roof and on the ramp. The Mini is doing a lot of work here from 2, but finally gonna get taken down, and there is the point capture for the side of DCMC, their first of the round, a minute and a half off the clock for Profits.
Blitztank gonna get caught out at the enemy Shutter, though, so a slight number ad right now for Profits. Bit of a forward hold coming out from Luigi right here, sitting on those boxes just as Moistmaster did, but Sar and Shutter gonna force him back. Cinder gets piped down. Yeah. Can't lose your sniper. That Reese going down as well. Nick finding tons of picks right there, and there is Sar getting the headshot onto the enemy spy, so that cap going to be very short-lived from DCMC right here. Q will escape with his life. Ad still in the favor of Profits, though, and they're just looking extremely strong on Asheville.
Yeah, Shutter Peek from Star is going to get the kill onto Micah, so DCMC are still bleeding players, even when they need to regroup and push. They're 85%, so they can build that one up just fine. Ray's going to have full Uber, though, so it's going to be another Uber v Uber 9v9 push for DCMC. Luigi going to go down early to a shot from Star, heavy as well, and if there's no teleporter, his walk is long. There is a tele. He should be here in time. Looks like they're going to try and wait for him, which they should.
Yeah, Blizz maybe trying to get some good spam onto ramp. Not going to find it. Really early Uber out of Shutter. Taking Pyrus in as well. And Ray isn't even going to feel pressured to use right here. They're going to go for the full rotate back. But 3 dead already from the offensive Uber right there. The Uber's going to come out of Shutter right here. DCMC shouldn't have too much problem just walking away. But just more time off the clock right here.
I feel like I'm watching some vintage Imposters gameplay where Pyrus is taking the Uber a la Spanish Inquisition into the enemy team. And surprise, surprise, it's not really that good. You should probably get your scout in on it, especially because RPC's been having a pretty good game for himself, but he's just been getting dropped and killed in a lot of downtime. DCMC trying to recontest here, but they're down big on time. 2 minutes deficit. They're going to find an opening pick onto Moist. That's a lot of work to walk forward with, even though heavy in your way. Blitztank gonna bomb over, trying to find anything. Gets his bomb reflected, not going to find the medic, but does do a lot of damage. Nick and Shido gonna go down. Jack and Cinder are the trades, but at least they have control of the point for now. But Ray has managed to keep her life, so both teams gonna be up in Uber in just a bit here.
Yeah, I mean, a much cleaner cap coming through from DCMC than the last one that they had right here, as it looks like we may be entering a pause.
Yeah, you have to imagine the pause is 9 seconds in the future. What if this has to be in between rounds, right?
That would be the likely assumption, yeah. But, you know,
Anything
who
could happen.
knows, right? Yeah.
With the current state we're at, both teams getting respawners. I'm not sure exactly the timers are because remember the clock does keep ticking in pauses. Remember DCMC's time is ticking down here on your UI, but it is not actually going down. They were at like what 2:15 when
right
the pause
around
came
there,
in.
yeah. So almost a 2-minute deficit right now.
Yeah, they're gonna have to hold for 2 minutes if they want any stake in this round. If that does not happen, we're gonna have profits going up 2-1 on Asheville, which gives them map point. But until then, one more push is gonna have to go their way.
Yeah, and it's just they're not able to get clean pushes off onto profits right there. They're committing to that, forward hold we've been seeing on Asheville, coming out a lot heavy on boxes, Med not playing in such an easily bombable spot on ramp. And it looks like their kind of sacks are a little bit kind of disjointed. And the way you need to break that is you need to get your sniper over onto ramp when you're pushing. But Smack's been doing it. Smack's been doing a great job of holding it down, but he hasn't really met any meaningful resistance there either.
Yeah, Smack's been alone for the most part over on ramp, and he's been holding it down flawlessly with what they're throwing at him. If you're DCMC here, you need to make more space before you actually push, because all their pushes, they're Ubering like before they even open shutter. They're Ubering before they even wrap the corner and bats. When you have to Uber that early and flash that many players from all the damage they're taking in these choke points, your Ubers just don't look good. You're not getting the kills you need. Players are getting dropped on your team. You came out of your offensive Uber down 3 and with no kills. It's not working. You need to make more space for your team.
If anything, the fact that they even got that cap was only a product of profits being too passive. Where Blitztank's bomb wasn't, didn't produce a lot of like tangible results, but it created a lot of space, and because of how far back profits were playing, it meant that were they to recontest from ramp, they would just get completely, shelled by DZ right there. But that being said, if they play a little bit more forward, if they hold the space a little bit more aggressively, DCMC's Uber there was awful.
Yeah. You can argue they find themselves in a 2-minute lead, so they're like, we can take the safe play, which you can do. In Invite, you would probably see a team contesting for that because every second really does matter when the play is so high. They're probably thinking, our 2-minute advantage, we can just play safe, which I don't necessarily blame them. They're already getting close to being a round up, and it's the first map, so if you can take a surefire play, you're going to take that. It's not desperation mode quite yet.
Yeah, I can see that. Just need to wonder what the difference between that first round that they won and, what we've seen afterwards was, right? Was it just profits playing sloppy? That's what I'm beginning to think that it was.
Well, the Ubers for DCMC just have been gotten progressively worse as the game has gone on. Whether that's profits stepping it up and getting their hold in order, or DCMC not checking all the boxes, getting space before they Uber, players getting dropped. Ubering Pyrus in first is probably not the play in 90% of cases.
Yeah, it's just not, it's just not enough actual kind of pressure to really force an Uber out. We saw that before where Ray just didn't have to pop.
Yeah, the last 3 Uber, like 2 or 3 Ubers, RPC has not been in on them. And that's a very bad thing on Asheville with your scout not getting in, forcing, cleaning up off of DZ Creeper's damage. It's just, they haven't been looking good in these past couple rounds.
Definitely not, and their combo moves have been dropping so, frequently as well, just bleeding out at really bad times. I mean, DZ Creeper's dead right now, and they just capped. Like, he's dying in fights. We see Luigi dying sometimes almost inexplicably. Q hasn't had the best protection from Smack, especially in post fights. And Shido's been pretty much running rampant on Cinder right there. Cinder's still the, lowest scoring player in the server by a pretty large margin. Not even necessarily due to losing SVSs a ton, just not being able to not stay alive.
I was going to point that out because on the scoreboard right now, we have 25 points Cinder, 52 SAR, double effectiveness. And like you mentioned, a lot of them aren't coming from SVS. Cinder, I'd say if I would look at the logs, the SVS would be pretty close, like maybe one off for either side, one way or another. Cinder's just dying a lot in bad times where he can't get the kills that he needs to when the enemy team's going to look to walk forward into him. So Spy's been a big scenario. I don't know what happened where on defense he got like double iron bombered over a roof and killed, which is technically his fault.
Well, while we've got a moment, I'm going to commit a cardinal sin of casting. And this pause does happen when the round ends. Because this server has a like round upload logs, because I think talking about this is more important right now because there's so little time left.
You're gonna spoil the round?
Yes. Well, actually, I don't even have to. But after this round that's coming through right now, Zoe is 9-22, Sar is 29-11.
Yeah, that's
The SVS is 4-3.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. The SVS seems like it'd be one difference, give or take, for each side, but Sar's just getting so many more kills. It's literally exactly as it appears, and that's a big deal for DCMC. And considering this is Asheville, which is not even the best Sniper Koth map, it's the worst Sniper Koth map, in fact, and now we're gonna have Product next. If this stays up, then things could look very bad for DCMC. They need to find a way to start enabling Cinder more and shutting down Sar.
Additionally, in 3 rounds, Shido has killed Cinder 11 times. You can't let that happen. You really just can't let that happen. That is awful.
Razorback time?
Not even, because Shido runs Ambi.
Yeah, it won't even work. That's my boy.
It needs to be Pyrus, it needs to be Michael Elliott, it needs to be Luigi stepping up and spy checking for their sniper better. I mean, they need to be spy checking for themselves too, because Shido's also got 2 med picks and 3 demo picks, as well as a heavy and 3 engineers.
Yeah, Shido's been having a really good game.
Just completely coming out. There's a really big pyro diff between these two teams right now as well. Pyrus is 6-14, TK is 22-11. And I mean, when you're winning, right? Obviously your stat line's going to be better, but I think it's worth noting that even in the round that DCMC won, they got out-fragged by 11.
I think the pyro difference you're speaking of is like more just indicative of how the teams are playing right now. Pyrus has been actually playing really well when he's been on the back line. He's been doing things like reflecting pipes into Nick and giving his team entry points. When Pyrus is taking the Uber into the front line and then getting dropped on the retreat, how is he going to spy check for anyone?
Ironic that you mentioned that, because half of Pyrus's kills are demo.
Yeah, I literally see him WMOing into the enemy team with Uber half the time, and it just feels like, yeah, he can do some damage, but you'd just rather that be a scout, and you'd rather your pyro be defending. It's just more effective that way.
Alright, well, we're getting updates that DCMC is going to need a ringer coming through here. So, Witness, I want to bring you back in on this.
I've been sitting here waiting.
You've been quiet. Yeah, you were too quiet. I kind of forgot you were there for a moment.
They call me Witness for a reason. What can I say? I watch.
You've been watching. You've been witnessing all of this.
I've been watching.
What have you seen with your eyes? Your special eyes?
A lot of it, man. A lot of these rounds are close. And I'm kind of upset with like how honest like most of these teams are playing. Like, if I'm being real with you, there's not a real backline stuff going on. There's not a whole lot of flanking going on between both teams. Like you were saying, like Smack's kind of low on a ramp here. I would kind of like to see like in these post tubers, like for both teams, you can send some players kind of behind, kind of push those alternate angles. There are some like points in like those really edgy like close fights where people aren't playing high ground and trying to like secure good positioning. They're just kind of taking a raw DM fight. I feel like DCMC, if they were to like just kind of slow down and kind of secure a good position either on roof or on point and kind of bully people back off the point, they would find a lot more success kind of in those really edge case fights where like, they kind of trickle in off the bats or people try going in through shutter. I think you kind of pointed out there, Zag, like RPC like shot the med for like 60 and committed into like a mini sentry NG and like a pyro and just kind of fed. Like, it's a super risky play, and as a spectator to this match and like someone who likes the game, I do like risk taking in TF2. I do not like bad risks though. Like, I think if you can go into a match like this and just kind of realize like, oh well, I can do this thing because I'm comfortable with it, and being able to kind of branch out and take risks like that, those are doing crazy, by the way. I think they agree with me. Like, I don't know, I just want to see more risk taking out of DCMC because they're kind of like back in the corner right now. They need to start trying to work together more and kind of playing a bit more cheesy. I think Luigi kind of going boxes is okay, but the rest of his team needs to be quick to follow up. There's some coordination stuff going on, but it also seems kind of like out of sync. I do like the way a SAR team is playing this map though, as opposed to like last week. Totally different team. Previously and like the previous series, I was 3-2. RGL Profits kind of got by playing a bit passive on ramp, and they got locked out like 2 or 3 times, actively trying to fight point. But now that like Nick's kind of like playing, everyone kind of play on point together, they're finding a lot more success. Finding those like ways to deny on point, which I think has been like night and day in like the previous series.
Yeah, if we're gonna look at this map and look at how both these teams are playing, keep in mind these are Challenger Grand Finals. Winner of this match definitely goes to invite. Runner up might have to play the play-in brackets. But like at this point, you have to wonder like which of these teams is playing a more invite-looking game of Asheville. Profits are genuinely putting in all the strategies that an invite team would have to do. They're doing good forward holds. They have the players holding where they should. Their Ubers look pretty good. Their recommits look pretty good. The mistakes they're making are a lot of places mechanical and like late decision making skills. Where like aside from the first round, I would say Profits have been playing a nearly flawless game. Like second round got pretty close. Or kind of close at least, but it's still evidence like they are playing a very good game of Asheville right now. And you mentioned they look like a completely different team. It's because they do. Like they're playing like an actual team who would be competitive in mid-invite at this point.
And I just beyond that, they're playing around the spy class. Like,
oh yeah.
Dude, it sounds really simple, but like they're not letting Jack get 11 sniper kills in 3 rounds. As a matter of fact, they've killed him 29 times. He's got 29 deaths in 3 rounds. He's on pace. Around. He's on pace to drop a 50 death. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Player, like,
and we have the unpause though.
We have talk more about that on halftime.
Yeah, I have to HUD reload this game here to see what's going on. It's been a while. Okay, and both meds look to have Uber here. It's 2 minutes left on the clock for DCMC. Profits looking to contest off of bats. They have players lined up looking for the drop. They get a headshot onto DZ Creeper, and he's gonna go down. SAR finding that 2-hit. Gonna force the Uber. What is this Uber? Oh no.
Speaking of Ubers getting worse and worse you mentioned, that might be the worst of them all.
Okay, your spy needs to call if they haven't actually committed. They didn't drop off bats. You can't Uber forward if they don't commit off of bats. Nick does die to Jack, so he does make somewhat of a good play. Luigi gets caught out in his cheese under bats. But Profits have full control of the point and a full Uber, so this is... Oh my god, Micah! Micah drops off the roof and 2 pumps raised. That's a big funny. It's not going to save them the point for now, but that was funny.
They're stalling right here to get right back up. Not only is he going to find the 2 pump, he finds TK on his next shot. SAR, though, sitting on a 10k right now, just not being challenged at all.
Blitztank got punched, which is pretty funny as well. But here's the point, gonna need to be capped up by DCMC. Overtime about to be going for Profits. Looking to defend this, at least force overtime here. If they force overtime, that'll be pretty fine on that one. Bomb in from Smack overhead, gonna try and find some kills. Luigi gonna go down, Cinder going down, and there is the hold from Profits, going up 2-1.
Yeah, so I would assume here's where the pause is coming through.
Yeah. That was...
As we can just see it. Is everyone on? I guess? No ringer?
Yeah, no
here?
No ringer.
I guess whoever's ever internet came back. So, they've had enough time to talk about, what's been going on though, so hopefully we see something different coming out of them. Good pipes coming out from those demos. Not going to find too much though, but Blitztank coming in big into Shutter. Find some damage on our
You're not really going to pause this here, are you?
Another one? Looks like it.
That sucks. Okay. Sure thing. Wouldn't be Highlander finals if we didn't have 50 pauses. But talking a little about this mid, we already... It's so weird, right? Because we talked about everything that was going wrong in the last pause. Nothing really happened. We closed out a round that we knew was over. Like, what are we going to talk about now? Okay, apparently we've gotten word from Dolphin. They're just re-execing because of no med pause plugin on the server, so... Well, what that means is that this mid fight is going to get replayed. It's pretty much fine. Nothing big happened. And the score will still be 2-1 in favor of Profits. So basically, they just need one more round. DCMC need 2. Just going to get a re-exec going.
I need Jack to get a mental reset. And I
need Jack to go in with his team. I see Jack decloaking so much with no one.
He's playing very nervous.
He's playing pub spy
and it shows. Drums. Jamon asked where drums at. They're not here. You're not here yet to hear them though. Maybe like 5 seconds anyway. So yeah, he needs to communicate better, and he needs to just settle down and not get caught in that feeding cycle. And you're playing Spy Man. Sometimes you just get caught in that, like, you know, like spawn, go for a sniper pick, die, and you go the same path where you get very predictable. Oh, there's a cat jam. Get your cat jam ready.
To every. Oh, let me finish.
It's just so like frustrating to see, and I've seen him do well, and I know he has it in him. He just needs to get together.
To every no, sorry, I'm just
go ahead,
talking about the spy. To every upcoming spy who's looking to get better at Asheville, watch Demento and watch Shadoway's VODs on this map. You don't have to have God Revolver aim or walk across the point like Shadoway does on mid, revolving down Demo Man, but look at how they play in situations where their team has the point. You'll often see Shadoway and Demento just waiting on enemy ramp with their soldier, or by themselves even with a cloak and dagger, if not a dead ringer, and just calling out things. The Uber that DCMC had at the end of last round, where they just Ubered 4 on point after dropping DZ Creeper, and there's no enemies anywhere because they hadn't dropped off, that is entirely preventable if your spy's playing safe on his defense on the point. So if your spy's able to give your team comms, things like that won't happen for DCMC. Jack, even if he's going for a more wild playstyle where he's going for picks off cooldown, if it's not working, you need to adapt. If a team's turning around on you, you're not finding your off-timing picks, you just need to work with your team.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I mean, I'm more a fan of just using like the gun full-time on this map, gun dead ringer, and just playing like third scout. Alright, unpause here.
Re-exec should come through though, shouldn't it?
I would imagine so, because this pause is 90. That pause was 90 seconds into the future here, not on the mid fight. So it's gonna end up with. I mean, I guess we can talk about what's happening here. I guess.
Well, because that would explain why Q has Uber and Ray was only on 60%.
Yeah.
Off mid.
Yeah.
So yeah, they said Uber question mark. How do you have Uber? Yeah. So this is gonna re-exec because of that bug. Hey, DCMC won the mid. Let's go.
Yeah, there's the comment. I mean, what I will say though, what I will say is that these pauses coming through are in the favor of DCMC.
It always because is. When you're the team that needs to adapt, having more time to talk is just always better.
Right, if they were just getting absolutely steamrolled in all of these fights and like had no chance of winning, maybe it just lets the despair compound. But they already had a round, right? This gave them time to talk about it. And as far as profits go, they have a lot less to talk about. So they're trying to figure out what to do in server right now. we know what's gonna happen, but just to see what they're kind of doing. So play slows down a little bit here. But what was I gonna say? Yeah,
I mean, Demento earlier. Apparently, it's his server, so it's his fault this is happening. So everyone blame him.
Well, yeah. So I helped get a pregame together for DCMC, and I think the serve me's they tend to use, all the Chicago ones were down, so they could only get one in like North Carolina or something, and it didn't work. Dolphin stole them. So we pregamed on this.
How does
and
it
then
carry a
just took it
server
into the
with
match.
flippers?
So yeah, that's a good question.
Does he attach it to like a raft and attach the raft to like his dorsal fin and just swims away with it?
I mean, depending on how waterproof the servers are, maybe they like poured a bunch of water on the ground and then kind of
slip and
slided them. Yeah, just stole them right out of the NFO headquarters in Chicago.
Alright, that said, we have unexec here, likely going to be F4ing in just a second here. Remember, 2-1 for Profits. One more round's all they need to take our first map here.
Yeah, we will need to see a 2-0 come out of DCMC. Granted, when they played Asheville last week, Profits did take a 2-1 lead as well, but I think the circumstances are a little different. That was after 3 double overtime rounds. Right now, Profits is just looking so dominating.
That was after those rounds. That was also like when they were playing a lot differently. I think this new playstyle is suiting like RGL Profits a lot better, just overall.
Yeah, I'd argue it's just more effective as well if you can pull it off. But here we are into the game.
More, like they're more proactive team. Like totally makes sense.
So, round 4 starting off again this time. Fast bombs coming out from Smack, gonna take out Pyrus, or at least hit him low.
Take him low, yeah.
Yeah, he will be forced out, but Cheeto finding Cinder again. Luigi gonna pick up the trade there, but Moist forcing him off the boxes. So much forward pressure coming out here. Reese likely gonna go down. Q keeps his life back on ramp, but isn't healing the best right now. DZ gonna get caught out and goes down. Q just needs to escape right now. Him and Reese need to, or RPC need to hightail it out of there. So, he will escape with the Uber right there, but pretty much no one else.
That honestly looked good for a second for DCMC. They had the early pick advantage and they had more people healthy, but they just didn't have enough forward positioning to spread out. So because of that, they'll get caught up on boxes, caught up on ramp. Even though they got the cleanup kills, they just couldn't get out and defend the point. So first cap will go over. Q got sniped in Shutter, was that? Q died.
I don't think it was Shutter. I think it was in the...
Oh, it was Shutter. Yeah. SAR peeked it, so they're gonna have full Uber out here. They're gonna have to bomb in, try and force anything. Not gonna get any damage onto Ray. It's on 120 HP. Sack not working out at all. TK gonna go down. The one thing they did is kill the Pyro, but for Profits, everything's going swimmingly right now.
I still had an HUD reload schemed after the second pause. So I was like, wait, how does Q still have Uber? But no, he did go down, and yeah, that's just not the kind of, start you want to have after getting that time to pause and talk it out right here, because you got to remember Product's coming up next, and that's Profit's map, so could end up being a lot quicker of a match than we may have expected right now. But
oh, Blitztank actually contested Smack on ramp and won the Soldier v Soldier. So with that, they're gonna have more space to walk forward. Cinder finds an angle onto Pasta, so now that's a 6v8 right now for DCMC. They're gonna force the enemy Uber now. They're trying to cut this one out. Pyro's trying to get an air blast onto Nick. Looks like Luigi with a fist out is gonna survive, and that Uber gets nobody for Profit. So DCMC looking good on that one.
yeah, and now Q has Uber right back up, and here they come in right there. Gonna take out Moist pretty quickly. Nick going down as well, and there is RPC pistoling down Ray.
5k.
So there it is, and a minute and a half into the round, DCMC will get a cap and a pretty sizable Uber ad right here that they should be able to hold off of.
Yeah, by the time
be able to hold
Profits, yeah, by the time Profits are back out here, it's going to be a 1 minute advantage for them. DCMC looking to do one successful defense, will be back in the lead of the time. So they're looking to get that one going here. DQ on 55, make it 60%. Going to be holding this, but there's SAR winning the SVS onto Cinder. That's a really big opening for any aggression that Profits wants to put forward.
Yeah, without the sniper, it's going to be so difficult to continue the forward hold.
Oh.
There is Smack getting on a ramp, finds the direct onto Q. They will get a stab onto SAR, but DZ goes down as well to the Soldier Bomb. So Smack having a ton of impact right here. Going to end that DCMC hold, not as immediately as it begins, but not too long after either.
Yeah, DCMC just doesn't look prepared for any of the aggression that Profits is going to be putting forward. They just are caught with their pants down over and over, losing players when they shouldn't, and it's just costing them in a big way. So they're going to go down again to Smack, not having the best game at all. Blitz is going to get sniped immediately with SAR taking that wide angle with that advantage, and now it's a numbers ad for Profits. They're going to do the point hold. They have all their players forward on crates, sniper peeking bats. This is so hard to break without pressure from anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, they already, at one point, worked around a full Uber diss ad and got enough picks that to be able to do it again is asking a lot.
Yeah, they don't have anyone ramp either. Smack's not currently there, so there is some open space, but Blitz is on bats and he needs to get arrowed up. So now the DCMC are just trying to smack their head into the brick wall that is the bats drop. At least they have an early pick, and there's Cinder finding a shot onto Moist. That's a big one to enable that heavy to walk forward. They are going to force that Uber. Profits having Nick jump forward, trying to find some damage, not going to find much. The collapsing on the other side caught you, Luigi and RPC, but that's an overall victory for DCMC here. When they get this Uber, they need to get the point and they need to keep it.
Yeah, Blizz going in for round 2 was able to get the force off, and here's another one of these pyro Ubers?
Where? Okay, RPC's on ramp right now. Can you get RPC with you? Okay, looks like he's there. They don't want to Uber yet, that's fine. Point should be free here if they can just get these picks. Cheeto's dead, so no Spy threatening you, and SAR goes down as well. There's Jack with a 2k actually, getting SAR and Smack, the two biggest threats onto the enemy medic, so good job by him to secure some safety for now. Does cost him his life, but that will be fine. He'll get the respawn shortly. Cap in, and they didn't have to pop, so that's best case scenario for DCMC.
Yeah, you do have to wonder, though, with the pace of this round, it took them another 20 or so seconds to cap because of that. And maybe that ends up being meaningful, because it's just, they haven't been able to hold very well, it feels like.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Right now it is 9v9. DZ Creeper gets hit low by a body shot. Gonna need to get healed up. We see Soldier trying to control enemy ramp. Blitz gonna have to jump out. He is taken low. Spy not gonna find anything. Jack going in off time again. Getting caught. And there's a Soldier in trying to get anything. And they do find the Force on the front. Smack getting that one. Cheeto as well helping with it. So Force is free for Profits pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, this coordinated Soldier Spy sack is textbook, and it's what DCMC hasn't been able to do. Blizztank getting levitated on the enemy bats for some reason there. Maybe trying to get Ray, who was in Shutter, but only 13 seconds left. These Profits are really looking or threatening to cap this here, and I think Ray has Uber as well, so yeah, I don't know what they're going to do about that.
Yeah, Caps goes in the favor of Profits. They just need to hold for 10 seconds, and they have Uber to do it. They're going to pop into the enemy shutter, trying to get some early control, early pressure. They don't have any kills quite yet, but the health is really bad for DCMC. DZ Creeper goes down as well, and now they're trying to drop off bats with what they have left. Walking forward, Pyrus and Micah get shredded. They can't get point fast enough, and that will be the 3-1 map 1 victory for my RGL. Profits have declined.
Yeah, and just a dominating showing coming out. I mean, with DCMC picking this map, you know, it's a difficult situation for them because they'd only shown themselves to win on 2 maps against Profits this season. One of them was banned, right? So you're looking at this as, well, we beat them on Asheville last time, versus maybe we can coin flip it on Upward and we might have an advantage, but we don't really know. So they picked this map hoping to be able to, you know, get some of that magic from the last one in, but it doesn't happen, and now they find themselves in a very, very deep hole going into a map that has historically gone over towards Profits.
Yeah, Profits just looked like a real good, high-quality Highlander team there. They played Asheville exactly like you'd want players to play it, even in Invite. They had the forward control on point. They denied Spy. They denied Zax. Even if DCMC did look a bit ruffled in the back half of that Asheville map, they still put forward a good performance on a few players. That said, there are players who need to step it up. We're probably going to have the logs on the screen in just a bit, but things we mentioned during that first pause, Cinder not having a very good game, Pyrus not being used to his proper potential or proper role, RPC getting left out a lot when he should be included. There's a lot to work on for DCMC, and they're going to have to step it up immediately going into product.
Yeah, and it looks like there's going to be some server shenanigans going on. They may want to switch due to the pause, the med pause plugin not being active there. We'll let you know what's going on as soon as that, because we weren't able to follow them into product. So we'll let you know as soon as that. But yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of it just starts with the Zoe and Cheeto dynamic.
Yeah, you need to be able to defend your sniper on product. On Asheville, you can say there are certain angles where if you're trying to hold for your medic, it can be hard. Granted, if you're holding forward on point, sniper doesn't have to worry about that. DCMC weren't doing that, so Cinder are a lot more susceptible. On product, you need to defend your sniper. There's spots like on pocket, on rock, and on crates where if your sniper can get on there when you're holding, he should be able to do a lot of work. If you let Spy kill him, then your team is trolling.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if it's Pyrus thinking should be more forward for these Ubers when he should be spy checking. It's just Luigi not doing a good enough job. Cinder themselves just not, you know, really spy check. Because I mean, Sniper can spy check for themselves to an extent as well, right? It's not solely your team's fault. Yeah, some of the best snipers, you know, Comanglia, as you mentioned, Waterson as well. When they're on, you know, they don't need to be spy checked for. They'll wait for a spy to decloak on them, then just quickscope them and, you know, keep going. And the team doesn't have to worry about it. So
the Comanglia classic is shoot 1 sniper shot, shoot 25 SMG bullets spy checking. It's pretty funny to watch. And pretty annoying to play against, but it works. He does it for a reason.
I sense the ever so smallest taste of salt in those words.
True. Shout out to Fallen Lord as well. Got really good at spy checking for himself after I bullied him relentlessly in scrims and pugs for seasons on end.
But yeah, I mean, it's just going to have to play around that. I mean, additionally, DZ needs to stay alive for longer. Cannot be dying on every push and defense whatsoever, you know, with no exceptions. We need to see Luigi living as well. And I mean, Q's dying a lot, but I have a feeling that's a little bit more of a symptom rather than the illness itself. I don't think Shido's really gotten too many kills onto Q. And a lot of the bombs are finding forces, right? But they're not finding kills.
Okay, so we're looking at these logs. DZ Creeper and RPC are outperforming their counterparts. Scout and Demo are playing well for DCMC. If you are DCMC, you want to take that advantage and run with it. You need to make sure DZ and RPC are together in these pushes, getting the frags, getting the damage that we know they can get, and making advantages for themselves. If your sniper's having a bit of an off map, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. You just need to make sure you leverage your advantages elsewhere. If you're not doing that and you're relying on sniper or spy to have a good performance, which on Profits, they just outperformed on Asheville in every way, you're just not going to have very much to go off of. You need to just work with what you have.
Yeah, so play around them. And I think while DZ is outperforming in terms of numbers, Nick has more kills and less deaths. And doing damage on Demo is great, but not so great if you're dying for it. And I feel like a lot of DZ's deaths are coming at really, really inopportune times. You know, consistently at points where they're getting a cap, but he's dying in the post fight, or he's dying, you know, right as they're attempting to maybe push forward, and just those deaths are coming at high impact moments, or something that doesn't fully get conveyed in the logs. But if they're just able to stay alive, right? And I mean, Luigi as well, I think, has just looked pretty out of whack tonight.
Yeah, I feel like Luigi's been trying to get in his proper positions, but he's getting left out to dry a lot and not adapting to it properly. The thing about DZ Creeper's deaths is you look at his death spread on the logs: 4 deaths to Spy, 3 to Sniper, 4 to Heavy, 3 to Scout. So pick classes and hit scan. Those are the things that are the hardest for Demoman to deal with by far. He's just having a very traditional Demoman game where you can do a lot of damage, you can output things, but without proper follow-up, without proper help from your team, you're just going to get killed by the things that should kill you and your damage won't matter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's not losing the combo fights, but just everything else. And my thoughts are that going into product, despite it being Prophet's map, despite them not, you know, having had much success on it, might be a blessing for DCMC just because the map is so much simpler. You know what I mean? There's a lot less moving parts.
I don't know if I'll get cat jammed out of my analysis, so we'll see what happens. God.
Speak of the devil.
You know what? I think, you know, you guys mentioned earlier, RPC and DZ Creeper doing damage, they're playing pretty good, right? I think DCMC can kind of adjust to try to take away space from SAR, man. Like, if you see them kind of walking forward, fight the ground, don't give SAR like a lot of space to work with. I think Listate might need to adjust his playstyle a little bit to kind of try and just aggressively bomb if so try speaking. Just open it up more for your demo and scout and try to get him out of the picture. Like, I think that might open up a bit more like avenues for like Luigi to do well, like for Jack to do well. If Jack starts dying a lot, man, you just got to make sure like that guy is staying alive and communicating, just playing patient, or just trying to get like SAR like the rotations. Like, all that has to happen for them to win.
Yeah, a little less known secret about Spy, and something I want to see about Jack is if your combo is winning the combo fight and you have avenues to win, and you find that you're losing because enemy sniper is just sniping them whenever they have the chance. On Spy, a really cool thing you can do is sit on the enemy sniper's head and kill him on repeat. Even if you don't kill him, sit in the back and revolver him on cooldown so he can't shoot. Yeah. For Jack, if your team has all these advantages, all Jack needs to do is just be annoying. Be as annoying to the SAR as possible. Make sure you live, you're alive a lot. Don't throw away your life for picks you don't need. You don't need the Demoman pick. Your Demoman's out DPSing. It could help, sure, but if you can win the combo fight without you, go for the sniper.
Yeah, and I think, too, that product might be a little bit easier for some players on DCMC just because of how much simpler the map is, right? You know, there's not as many moving parts as there are on Asheville, to some extent. You know, I think Luigi might not find himself as troubled with his positioning just because he knows he needs to sit on Cliff, right? You know,
yeah, maybe
they know where the decloaks are going to be coming in from Shido. He's going to be decloaking on China. He's going to be decloaking in House. He's going to be decloaking on Cliff. He's going to be decloaking in main. You know, basically 1 out of the 4. It can only come from so many angles. So if RPC and DZ are going to continue to carry these advantages, then if there's less,
you're supporting
it's Murphy's Law, right? There's less that can go wrong on product in some ways.
Yeah, it's easier for your supporting cast to get in on the game, do some work, and just allow your carries to carry.
Yeah, if they just tank up RPC and DZ and play around that. I mean, if Cinder's been playing this game for a long time, and we've seen them have some very, you know, good performances, some very bad performances, somewhere in between. So I think that with that experience, they should hopefully be able to put that behind them and just keep moving forward. And if they're able to turn it around, then, you know, you can maybe say the advantages that RPC and DZ had on Ash were kind of being negated by the sniper difference, and then all the supporting members, as you said, were kind of tilting it towards Prophets. But if Cinder's able to turn it around here, then who knows, things could be looking good for them.
Yeah, we talk about what DCMC can do to turn the tides back in their favor as they are down a map here, but we are going to be moving into product here. One more map is all that Prophets needs to be crowned Challenger champions. Here we go with the mid. Our DZ Creeper jumped into, but blown back immediately. A lot of kills going down immediately.
Q already
With Sar
dead, though.
finding a pick. Yeah, Q got double piped by Nick over the top. They're trying to find whatever kills they can. There's some headshots coming in from Shido. Sar as well, combining onto Luigi and Cinder, and that's a clean wipe. That said, they did get Ray. Jack in the back with a revolver did salvage that one a bit, and now it's going to be mid over to Profits, but Ubers are going to be even on respawn.
Not a full wipe. DZ taking your advice to die less to heart as he's waiting alone in an empty spawn room for 8 of his teammates to come up on the same wave. But yeah, a good mid out of them. Thankfully, though, they were able to find Ray, so it won't be a full disad right here. Smack playing forward on the enemy Pride, gonna jump back a little bit, and there are 2 kills going over right away. Shido continuing to find Cinder. Yeah, not the start you really want here. It's the Sar gonna find Micah, and then Q just catches him out
Sar
alone.
is uncontested, standing on top of that rock. There's no pressure coming from anywhere. You need to call that sniper. You need to be able to spam him out, spy, sniper. There's tons of angles you can get on him. Now he's taking a close angle from Dogbread and takes down Cinder on his spawn. So completely dominating the game. Sar on a 5K, and it's only been a minute.
Yeah,
Take away the space. You gotta take it
away.
away.
Just walk forward and slowly kind of strangle them out of it, and that's what Sar's trying to do. They're going to need to start hitting shots if they want to turn this around right here. They will get that kill onto Smack. He's respawning now, though, so not really pushing off of it. Shido coming in on flank, going to maybe look to try to get an angle on them here, as he's been doing all game.
Looks like DCMC want to bomb forward, try and force an Uber. Blitztank is on the medic, but dodging like a champ, right? Gonna have to force in the end. Jack, Luigi, Blitztank all go down that sack. And there's Shido in the back, finding the stab onto Q. You can't do that on a sack. If you're sacking to get the force and your med is 50%, keep your med close to spawn. Make sure he's protected. Now with that DCMC sacks, all their efforts go for nothing. And now they're gonna have to build up Uber from scratch again. They're down a minute and a half. Jack does get an entry onto Nick, and Cinder finds one onto Moist, so at least they can walk forward off these spawns.
Yeah, they have the opportunity to dry push here, and it shouldn't be too difficult for them. Luigi already getting in on point. Blizz skipping over Pride, gonna chase the Sar back off of Cliff, and keep his life for it too. Very good, as they will find a capture, but 2 minutes are already off the clock.
Yeah, Ray on 50%, Q only on 40, so there will be a slight advantage, probably not enough to work off of. We see Sniper peeking from Clip here, trying to find something. DZ gonna spam some pipes to get him out of there. Both teams about to have 9 players alive. It's 70% for Ray. Looks like they want to try and go from Cliffside here. They don't have quite yet. Nick is very low. Nick's gonna find the stickies onto Luigi. Early pick. Shido gonna be taken out. There's a soldier bomb over the top. Gets one rocket onto Q and gets out of there, so Q has to back up here. And just like that, Profits have all the space. Cinder does find his first SVS win onto Sar, though. Smack gonna take another after, and there's the bomb in from Blitztank, gonna force that Uber out of Ray. Q has 90, 100%, but they drop DZ. They drop so many players, RPC and Micah, or excuse me, and Pyrus here. Jack does stab Nick, which is very good, but they have no one to take space, and this Uber has been wasted. Here's Soldier in the back, gonna find that exit onto Q, and that was really rough for DCMC.
And quote, things should be simpler on product, because Luigi can just sit on Cliff as he's sitting on the sign on point, separated from his team, slowly gets sticky down and enables all that to happen. I mean, good play out of Jack there to stab Demo and kind of make that a little bit contestable, but it's just not enough. There's too many mistakes happening on the DCMC side.
Yeah, here's Spy coming out. Shido not going to find that stab. That's unfortunate for him, but it looks like now DCMC have to walk forward with this numbers advantage. No pick clouds to worry about. Moist going to get sniped by Cinder. No heavy to worry about. They're going to walk forward onto point, try and get some kills. Ray and Nick go down. DZ Cooper finds the sticks, gets that enemy combo, blown up to pieces, and there's the recap in for DCMC here. And they're going to have Uber advantage for this one. They're at a minute and a half. Smack! You can't let Smack get in there. It's 1v7 on that point, and he finds 2. So that pick is going to turn things back in the favor of Profits once they get their players alive.
Yeah, Ray already up, and with the long spawns, it will likely be close to a 30% ad that Ray's going to have. Cinder sitting on Sheet's going to try to look for something, but the Sar already finds DZ, so no sticky's going to stop them walking forward here. Luigi's basically the only one, and he's just getting shot at by everyone on Profits right there. Going to keep his life while he's forced out, but point goes back over to Profits. Only 30 seconds left. And DCMC finds themselves at an Uber disad. They get a kill into Smack, and that might be what they have to go off of.
Yeah, DCMC not going to have Uber for the rest of the round unless this goes overtime. Now we have Ray on 70. She will have to defend this. All they need to do is re-push with it. Even if they give up point, it's perfectly fine. DCMC going to look to contest from both sides of the point. We see Jack an entry onto Nick. That's very big. No demo man to spend 6 with this Sar. Finding the snipe onto Q again. Q's been a walking respawn
Big
time
bomb
this
out of
round.
Blizz, though. They get Ray, and that's evened out. They're going to find the cap coming over. 97% Ray had before she went down. but the frags are actually coming into DCMC's favor just so slightly,
DZ
but the
Creeper
spawns...
bombs enemy bats, enemy China, gonna get the kill onto Sar, trying to find the NG in the back, and he does get it, so big play from DZ Creeper. If he can get the spy kill, he'll have wiped the point. Spy can get the revolver kill onto Micah, and there's the sticky taking out Cheeto, but now the rest of the cavalry is here. Combo standing on point, Cinder has to back off it. A recap and 7 seconds as all Profits need to take round 1 here. A lot of spam coming in, now trying to get on the point contest with what they can. Soldier bomb over.
No one's on it!
Yeah, no one can get on it. It's just heavy. They are going to get on it just
Luigi
in time.
gets on it just in time, and there is Jack coming in. Q is going to go down to a bomb coming out of Smack.
Too many
There's
people
a ton of other players, and yeah, the collapse
Micah,
from
it's
Profit.
RPC dies to the stickies, and that's going to be round 1 going in favor of Profits. It did get a bit closer to the end. DCMC can at least take solace in that, but their early round play was just too flawed, and they get taken down in round 1.
We got signs of life.
Yeah, the spy performance completely swapped too, as Jack is sitting with the most points in the server, doubling Shido, who's bottom scoring on Profits right now. Cinder is also not quite outscoring Sar, but, you know, not anywhere near the gap we saw last time. Big bomb out of Smack coming in the beginning, though, but only going to find Piracy in main, and Ray already dead.
Yeah, bomb in, got those kills all for DCMC. Now they're going to have to kill us on point. They do clean up these kills.
Watch Shido.
He gets the sniper. Oh no! Shido, the stab onto Cinder. Immediate ambi headshot on Q, demolishing DCMC's backline. They are gonna get the cap up, sure, but their med's gonna get put on a long respawn timer. Let them spawn, and they extended his spawn by 8 seconds. That is not invite level play we are looking for. They're gonna get a big disad.
Yeah, Ray already at 20% right here. Q just now coming up, and no one at spawn, so likely gonna find himself on a 25-30% disad right here, despite them winning the mid, so they will have a time ad right now. Luigi on Cliff doing a good job of stopping people from edging. Nick gonna get hit up a little bit, but Moist getting sniped, no heavy, gonna be big, and Smack gets the 9 on the
shot
bomb.
out of the air immediately, and DZ Creeper wins the sticky fight, gets the kill onto Nick. DCMC have all the players they need to take this point hold. They get the mini kill as well. Jack gonna get the snipe by Shido actually, but looks like that one will be fine. They will hold the point for now, but there's Q that snipes. Sar finding that one. Another full Uber disad. Cinder gets one back, but all Profits need to do is group up and repush this with their Uber.
Yeah, Q is just dying so often here. That sniper death is something you cannot have. You just managed to stop that dry push. You know, they have Uber ad right here, but if you stay alive, then, you know, you can keep stalling, maybe force it out, or at least try to stall long enough to get it on yourself. But yeah, they do get an early force, and there is Ray getting launched forward. Everyone at DCMC, though, kiting back, so it's not going to end up mattering too much. But Q
too.
Alive for now, yeah, but frags are in the favor of Profits. They will catch out Cheeto, but Smack coming in. Can he find Q? He cannot. Yeah, good surf out of Q right there to keep his life and this Uber, but it's only a 10% ad.
Yeah, it's not that big of an ad, but it's fine. They'll be able to recontest here with the spawn ads. Pasta getting sniped, or getting piped down by DZ Creeper. Now they're going to walk forward. Sar has found shot onto Pirates, so the sniper is a big threat. Bombing in the backline. Blitz going to get the kill onto Nick and Ray. Great bomb from the soldier of DCMC, looking to clean this one up, and they do get the point captured back in their favor, and they're going to have a full Uber ad to work with as well for the defense.
And Cinder going to get that last feels good shot onto Smack there. Soko, Jack, going to take out the Sar as well. So no sniper allowing him to play forward, and Luigi is on the enemy China.
You can't let the spy walk up and stab your sniper who's on top of the rock. That is trolling. Their defensive sniper is now down. We see Profit's going to look to play off of Cliff here.
Luigi's still on China, and he's going to get out!
That was really weird. Their med dropped off of Cliff and ran back to lower Cliff and then died. That's fine. Cinder's respawned, I guess.
Yeah, I cannot believe Luigi found himself on China and then killed TK, stalled their combo, and just walked out.
Yeah, that was
this
really
is still pretty good for
the
that.
backline.
Yeah, Cinder gonna lose the SVS, but Jack gonna find Moist and the Sar in return, continuing to dominate on product right now. As DCMC, here comes Nishido, they find him this time. No shenanigans that time. Jack finds another onto Smack right there. Just gets out too.
Pipe from Pyrus onto Nick. He has his number in these reflect pipe situations, but looks like Profits, they want to try and dry push a bit, get some pressure forward. They're only on 50% Uber, so this could be a bit dangerous here, but they do get the kill onto Jack. TK gonna get sniped by Cinder. Good kill on the Pyro, deny those reflects. Now it's Sniper on Cliff for Sniper in pocket. Shido gonna die first. So no spy again for the side of Profits. They need to edge point here. It's 75% on Ray. They're looking to just get here and pop. But there's Cinder sniping down Nick. Getting that enemy Dome Man is so big, they definitely have to wait for his respawn before they go.
RPC disconnected, and Cinder's getting enough kills here that it doesn't even matter that they're down 8v9 right here.
Yeah, it is.
They're not pausing, so it's likely going to be he's likely going to reconnect soon. The Ubers come out right here, and we're in overtime right now for DCMC. And the frags are still all going over to the side.
Oh,
their
heads
side.
in the sky.
Moist gets launched. He will go down. And with that, actually, no, it looks like they are going to have to take this back. Not having a scout, as it turns out, is pretty damaging for these pushes. But DZ on the enemy team's grass, walking through their main, trying to find people. He's still stalling this cap.
If he can kill Nick, that'd be big, but gonna get taken down. They should probably pause if they don't have a scout.
No, Reese is back. Reese is back.
Yeah, he is back
RPC
now.
is back.
Bomb in from Blitz tank, trying to get something late. His spawn will be faster on the respawn. That's perfectly fine. It's 2.5 minute lead for the side of DCMC. They're in a really good position to take this round. All they need is one more capture.
Yeah, they will find themselves at a slight dis-ad, but it's not anything big. Ray herself only at about 40 right now. So they could dry this if they manage to find the right picks. Blizz jumps over Shido, actually. Might have been able to see him there,
The stick trap on the rock here. If this doesn't get cleared, it could get a big pick. It does get cleared by Luigi. Finds that one out. Both teams have all their players alive once Jack gets the spawn. Cinder is low and getting cleaned up by
Pyrus
Shido.
just
So no sniper.
watched Shido decloak and didn't catch it, but that being said, there's Luigi walking forward, but none of the frags are going into DCMC's favor. Q going to escape with his life, the most important thing. About a 30% dis-ad right now. Still 2 minutes left on the clock, so DCMC has time, but they cannot afford to drop this round.
Yeah, they need them to keep this Uber. They get entry pick onto Sar. Michael Lele running with that Widowmaker and cleaning up the enemy sniper. That's a really big opening for DCMC here. They have 85% Uber. They need to force out the enemy's Uber right now. Shido going to go down. No spider robot. Here's the Uber from our Prophet. They walk forward and they get the stickies onto Q. That's so bad for DCMC. They look to collapse here. They need to get any frags they can in this post with this aggression. But on the point standing tall is the Heavy and Demo Man. For Prophets, they're looking to get whatever cleanup they can. Luigi and Cinder re-pushing from the connector area, but they can't find any kills. And now it's about the respawn. They're trying to get pressure on the point. We see Jack in behind, and there's Cinder with an entry snipe onto Nick. That's really big to open things up here. Blitz fails his pogo off the rock and have to jump back. They're trying to edge point a little bit here, but they don't quite have presence.
Watch for Shido, though, getting in perfect position right now. Decloaking, going in, gonna be caught out by Michael Lele, and shouldn't be able to get anything. He's still not turning, but finally goes down. Pyrus gets sniped, and they're gradually getting more and more cap time on this, but DZ needs to be cleared, and no, he gets sniped out. Cinder goes down on the flank as well. Smack finding a bunch of kills.
Q needs to get out. It's 40 seconds left on the clock. Q's at 55%. Ray has. They either need to go for a force here and then re-push immediately, or just build this Uber and take one last fight.
2.5 minutes to get one cap, and Prophets has almost held this. I can't imagine what the mental would be like losing this round here. So Micah gonna get taken out by that Ambassador. Q only on 75. They're going for the push here. They need to make sure Q does not die. And there he goes, gets popped up by a sticky and dies to the mini. Such a demoralizing way to
they're gonna lose this round. Oh, they're losing this round. Sure, they played bad on the back end. They played bad on the back end, but like, if your scout disconnects in grand finals, pause.
Maybe they couldn't pause because of the lack of the plugin?
They just need to pause now after this round, just reset, man. Like,
the tack pause might be worth it, but yeah,
well, remember, it's 9 seconds in the future, so they don't do it.
Yeah, the comeback from Prophets is just massive there, and they are now in season point.
Q needs to not be a walking respawn timer.
Well,
I don't know what it is.
like,
He's walking into sightlines, walking into stickies, like, it's just awful. It's awful to watch.
And like, no one's dying on the side of RGL Prophets either. Like, they're doing a very good job just living. Like, they're winning every fight, you know?
And there's Sar already finding a shot onto Cinder. Blizztank coming in, gonna get air blasted back, though. Not gonna lose his life, but Luigi does. TK going down instead. Here comes Shido, called out.
Oh,
and great surf by Q there, actually. Can Shido find the last revolver shot? He cannot. Q will escape back onto Cliff right there, but
RPC
damage may already be done.
Yeah, they have a lot of kills to work with. They have numbers advantage. They just need to get their players and heals back in order. Q looking to roll back out on Cliff. There's a spy on point. Jack gonna find that kill onto Moist is really big for making some space. And now they're looking to get more contention on point. It's almost capped up. Not
Sway goes down to Blizz with 97%. The cap hasn't even gone through yet either.
Really good, great pick by Blitztank there to keep his met in the advantage. Jack in a decloak here, trying to find whatever he can. Takes the revolver out instead, gonna get the kill onto Nick. And there's the point, getting reversed. This should be the first cap in favor of DCMC here. There's a spy on Cliff though, gonna find the headshots onto Pyrus, take him down. And there's RPC getting crit flared on point, so even though they do get the capture, they're losing everyone. Q's on 1 HP, Spy's in the backline trying to find this last cleanup. Decloak Shido, one shot's all he needs, and he gets the headshot. Shido cleaning up that enemy medic, doing a ton of work here on that mid, gonna give his team the Uber ad and the recapture.
I mean, Q dropping there doesn't really matter, because even if he forces, you know, they're not going to do anything with that. But the fact that Shido doesn't die there is just bad. There were multiple people shooting at him too, and they just don't land the shots. I don't know if it's just tilt or, you know, Shido having God movement, but you cannot let that happen there. Can't let him go in, get the, first ambi shot, spend a couple seconds hovering your med, and then just not kill him.
Yeah, the Star got another SPS one on Cinder just now, and it finds another on to Micah on a 6k in this round so far. Now looking to defend this point, he's staying tall in pocket. Cinder does find the sniper onto Pasta, so no scout to defend. Shido in the backline, gonna revolver down DZ Creep with that ambi, doing tons of work. Always. Luigi gonna go down, trades his life for 2, but on the side, they're getting a lot of damage forward. Rays are very low, and they're gonna have to pop. So at least Prophet's gonna try and walk forward. Q on 55%. Q's already back towards spawn right now. At least gonna have his life to work with, but that point is gonna get recaptured by Prophets here in just a second.
They will have Uberad here, and I mean, the time isn't that far out of whack, so if Q's able to keep his life for this last 30%, which has admittedly been harder than you might expect, they can potentially just get a good push off here. If they can kill Ray even better.
Here. Gonna get reflected immediately. They do catch him out. Smack gonna go down. Now it looks like they're trying to walk forward. They have a lot of people split towards, looks like Concrete and Main right now. They're trying to walk forward. Luigi got blasted forward by something. He's already forward on point. He's gonna get shredded down instantly. Was a bit too far forward. Spy's in, gonna stab DZ Creeper. Shido finding that one. Moist gonna clean up the Pyrus and RPC.
Pops, but there's only a sniper here.
Oh, what? You dropped 3 players before you popped. That is so... Oh, I can't. My eyes, they burn. Spies in the back line, backstab Cinder, gonna get the kill on Q. Just rocketed backwards, not gonna find that one. We'll get cleaned up. Q is at least alive, but that Uber was something.
Yeah, really not a good showing right here. I mean, had the ad, I don't know if they just committed a little bit too early. And I mean, maybe I wasn't looking at the percent. Maybe Q just used the second he got.
Maybe
they pushed a little too early,
but be dying, yeah.
Yeah, and he gets popped up by a pipe,
no,
and there's
eating the
coming
spam for breakfast. Nick K pipes, like a bowl of Cheerios. There's Jack getting a stab onto Sar. TK as well going down. So they do have some openings to work with here. They're trying to walk forward with this dry pressure. Ray has Uber though. They need to force the Uber, and it will get forced by the pipe spam from DZ Creeper. Surfs that one out. Good job to keep his life for now, but they're looking to get whatever kills they can. Micah goes down. Moist just get traded in those Blitz tank and getting cleaned up. On the back line, there's Pasta coming in with the scattergun, taking down Q. DCMC, they lost a lot of players in the start, and they didn't full back out. They just got collapsed on behind the house and completely wiped off the map.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like nothing they're doing at this point is trying to work.
This guy? You see Luigi just sitting grass? It's the one back there.
Alright, there's an SPS win to get you going for DCMC. They're bombing forward here, trying to find wherever they can. 1 HP on the medic, but gonna get popped up. Can't quite find the kill. Ray barely keeps her life on that one. They are gonna have Uber for the recontest here, but DCMC don't even have the point yet. They're looking to try and get some kills. Nick gonna get stabbed. Jack finding a good pick there. Now they need to get some more kills here, doing some spam, some work behind. Cypher, Spy on Cliff is a menace with this ambi, doing a ton of work. Smack gonna get the kill onto Micah before Shido finally gets reverse bombed and taken down, and that is the capture in favor of DCMC. But Profits are already on overtime.
Well, Profits just held their own, 2.5 point here. And
well, you have to at that DCMC.
Point. Yeah, at that point, DCMC, if you want to continue fighting to win Challenger, you need to do that here. Cinder finds a shot onto Sar, very good. There is the Uber.
Walked into the roller.
And
Q.
yeah, Q walking into the roller at 98%. That Uber would have been very useful right here, as it looks like this may not be much of a defense at all. The cap coming through, and there you have it. My RGL Profits have declined. Will be your Season 8 Challenger, inaugural Challenger champions.
Yeah, first season champions goes to Profits. Very well deserved from them. They come out here playing like a real invite team, doing tons of things right, playing together as a team. Their players were making all the plays they needed to. Sar had a great game. Shido kept up in the end, brought it back in. A lot of players just doing tons of work.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned I'm on DCMC, so I'm biased towards them a little bit. But I felt like we didn't need to talk about Profits too much. They were just playing very well.
Yeah, that's like standard invite Highlander play. We've seen it time and time again.
There's not much that you can really say towards them. I mean, they let Jack get a lot of kills on product, but that's about it. Like, I mean, they could have been a little bit more Spy, where they were consistently finding picks. They were protecting their med. Ray had some deaths, but every med is going to have some deaths, and they played exactly as they needed to. The scoreline is 6-1 combined. Even in that one round that they lost, they still managed to outfrag them. And, that's... They deserve to win Challenger off of that performance. And moreover, this is a team that deserves to play an invite.
Yeah, definitely looked very clean tonight, all things considered. Really happy that they took that one in that convincing fashion. Because normally when teams move up to invite from the previous division before it was advanced, now it's Challenger, you're worried if they have what it takes to kind of hold up. A close grand finals would kind of make you wonder, like, is there 2 teams that could move up or is there 0? Seeing this performance out from Profits makes me think that like this team does have what it takes to play at the next level. They really just know the fundamentals of the game. They know what's good. They know how to play properly, and it was just great seeing them pull that out tonight. It's a bit disappointing that we don't have like a 3-map nail-biter grand final. The nail-biters was kind of limited to round 1 of Asheville, but yeah, either way, it's definitely fun to watch them play very well tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, again, just Profits really putting on a clinic of just how to play Koth. Not in some ways, some people. Actually, I'm not gonna.
Our upward casting drought
That wasn't really what I was aiming for. Yeah, that wasn't really what I was gonna. Ignore that point I was about to bring up. But I mean, there's nothing very interesting about just watching players play great TF2 and winning, in a sense, right? Not too much drama. It's it's impressive from a technical standpoint, but not too much to say. And I mean, all I can do is just offer my congrats to Profits because they played a hell of a game tonight.
Yep, definitely that 2-0 on Asheville and Product, not needing upward once again. Rotate the map out, guys. But yeah, that's really all we have to say. There's not that much. I'm sure Dolphin will have the logs up on the screen for just a second, but yeah, maybe if we have our analysis witness do any closing thoughts for that one.
Cat jam.
Oh, we're still cat jamming.
Yeah, we're still cat jamming. They've been in my basement for 4 hours now.
I mean, yeah, you pull up the logs and yeah, Tuba going 26-6 on Engineer. SAR 32-11 on Sniper. Almost the same KD on Sniper, I think, that we saw after 3 rounds on.
Yeah, I think he had
Asheville.
his kills were definitely in the low 30s.
Yeah, so almost identical performances from SAR. The real tragedy is Q with 17 deaths in 3 rounds. That's more than 6 a round.
Yeah, that was awful. There's not much else to say. Like, a lot of the deaths were preventable. Standing in sniper sightlines, walking into spam, just not positioning well. He had surf sometimes. Like, he could surf. It's just the awareness was not there.
Yeah, and I mean, the Uber, when you're getting... Profits had triple DCMC's Ubers there.
Yeah.
That's a nasty stat. That's a nasty stat.
NG
On
out
top of
DPM
that,
the scout.
Out of Ray's 8 deaths, 2 of those were in the 95 to 99 range, which is just... That's luck going in DCMC's favor right there, because, if that damage comes in a second later, maybe it's a force instead of a med death, but even with that, just, again, not enough.
Tuba's stat line is amazing. Real talk, 26-6 with 333 DPM on NG. Oh, I'm gonna check the kill spread. How many of those were mini sentries and how many were shotgun? I feel like most were shotgun. Yeah, 22 shotgun kills, 62% AC, 4,000 damage with the shotgun almost.
8 kills on Jack, 6 on Blizz, 4 on RPC, 4 on Luigi. Yeah, pretty much all the kills right there, and just Guardian of the flank.
Yeah, even if you take out the mini sentry kills, he's still second fragged his team behind Sniper on Product.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think of what else to say, but again, SAR and Tuba had phenomenal games. DCMC didn't look good, and it's a good season.
Yeah, that puts the cap on our Invite Season 8. Or
Well,
our Challenger Season 8.
Our Highlander Season 8, really.
Yeah.
That was the last game. The lone one, unfortunately, wasn't as good as it was last week. But with that, I believe we shall wrap up Season 8 of Highlander, and stay tuned, because we will be having a Sixes match coming up soon. My anime
finals.
list versus Global Clan Ice. Yeah, lower bracket finals. So stay tuned for that. I believe we've got Godfather already waiting in the channel above us, so he should be coming on in no time at all. But for all of Season 8 Highlander, I am Alto, and for Zag, for Witness, for Dolphin, who Witness gives his shout-outs to Witness Gaming, Jay, Ether, and congratulates Nick for not choking finals. We have been RGL. Thanks for watching Highlander Season 8, and we'll catch you in Season 9.